Hello everybody, so today I'm finally going to be showing you how I do my nails. So these are my natural nails and I'm going to show you how I create strong false nails. I feel like I really have to talk with my hands because you guys can't see my face. So without further ado, I just want to get in and show you all of my steps to creating false nails. So let's start with what you're going to need. I will say that it costs a decent amount up front to get all of this stuff, but it is so worth it because I have had so many sets of nails that would be over $50, and everything that I have here to create my nails will probably cost you about $100 to $150 depending. So I will say it is a decent upfront cost, but it is worth it because then you get to do your nails at home for cheaper. So yeah, let's just get right into it. First thing you're going to need is an LED lamp. I just got mine from Amazon and it's by the brand Melody Sweet. So there's that. You're going to need that. Then you're going to need some tips and some nail glue. These are both from Kiss. These are the ones that I prefer and I like them and they're cruelty free. Next you're going to need varying grits of nail files. I have this one that's like a thicker grit. I have like a medium and then a fine grit. So different nail files. You're going to need some alcohol. This is just alcohol in a little spray bottle. You are going to need, this one is optional, but I like using this Kiss acrylic primer. I just find it helps my nails stick better, and I found this in a Kiss like acrylic kit. So you don't need this, but it helps. So if you feel like buying it, it helps. Then most importantly, you are going to need the polygel. Now I've tried two different like nail builders from Madam Glam. They have their builder gel and then they have the polygel. The polygel is a hybrid between a gel and an acrylic, and I find that this is extremely strong and pretty dang easy to work with. I mean, it definitely takes some time, but I really like this stuff. And then this is just the brush. It has a spatula on one end and a brush on the other. This is not sponsored by Madam Glam. They do send me products, but they're a great cruelty-free nail brand, so I'm going to use them. But it's not sponsored. I just love the stuff. So you're going to need that, and then of course you're going to need either nail polishes or gels or whatever you want to actually make your nails, you know, pretty. You're going to need the color to do that. But the great thing about this polygel is you can just paint over it like regular nail polish. It also has actually a shade to it, so you can just keep it that shade if you prefer, but you can also just paint them like regular nails. Okay, let's get straight into it because this process takes a decent amount of time. So the first thing you're going to want to do is prep your nails. As you can see, mine are a bit scuffed up. I take the thicker grit and I just kind of buff my nails. I find that if you have a very smooth nail, they're just going to pop off. Also, I'm not a professional. These are just things I have learned over time, so just bear with me, I'm an amateur. So anyways, I've just cut my cuticles down and I've buffed my nails a little bit, and then I've also cleaned them off with just a little bit of alcohol. So yeah, just prep your nails, make sure they're nice and clean, filed, and buffed. And the first thing you're going to want to do is pick out your nail tips. So I'm just going to speed through this, but yeah, just pick out whatever nail tips fit you the best. Usually the rule of thumb is you want them a little bit big rather than too small, because if they're too small they can kind of pinch and pop off easier, and you can also file down the sides of the nails if they get too wide. But usually the rule of thumb is that you want it, like, that's a pretty good fit, but you want it, if anything, bigger rather than smaller. I'm gonna go find my tips and glue them on, and then once we're done with that, we'll move on to the next step, which is actually building the nail. Alright everybody, so the tips are on. So I shortened them, I clipped them, and then I kind of made them vaguely to the shape that I want. I can't decide if I want a true coffin or more of a squared off coffin, so I also made them a little bit longer than what I actually want, because just like a haircut, you can always take away, but you can't put back. So go ahead and put your tips on and clip them into the shape that you want. I also file around the edges right here, just on the sides of my nails, especially on the ones that go a little bit farther past my actual natural nail. I just put my file just right up against there and just kind of file it so that way the false nail is at the same, starts at the same spot as my natural nail. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to prime the nails. So again, this step is optional, but I'm just going to take this little primer here This just helps dehydrate the nail and helps everything adhere to the nail better. And then we're going to go in with a base coat. I'm using the Madam Glam Soak Off Base Coat. This takes 30 seconds to cure in my little LED lamp, so we're just going to apply a coat of this, and we apply this to the entire nail. So we're just going to apply a healthy coat of this. Make sure to get the sides. Again, I am not in any shape, way, or form a professional. This is just how I do my own nails because your girl is cheap. And going to the nail salon honestly gives me anxiety. Like, the drills that they use, I'm always afraid they're gonna burn me. I don't trust anybody. So we're just going to apply a coat of that and then cure in our lamp for 30 seconds. Once it is all cured, you're gonna need a little bit of alcohol, so I just put a little bit of alcohol into this tiny little Tupperware, a little ramekin, whatever works. You're just gonna need some alcohol to dip your brush into, and then you're gonna need your brush. I like to keep a little towel next to me too. Then you're going to need your polygel. So we're basically just going to glob this on our nail and form it, to make our nail. So you're going, no, okay, I've only done this like twice, so I'm no expert on this. But you just want to make sure your brush has a decent amount of alcohol on it. And then I'm just going to squeeze out a decent bead. We're going to start on this nail. And you're just going to plop it on and start forming your nail. So I'm just going to spread it down the nail and push it down towards the cuticle. I'm sure if you've gotten your nails done, you've seen the nail techs do this with acrylic. Now, again, I'm no expert, so if you're an expert watching this, you're probably cringing watching me try to do this. But basically going to shape the nail, and the alcohol kind of dissolves this. So on spots where you want it a little bit thinner, you can add more alcohol. And then just smooth it out. Make sure the edges are nice and clean. Again, it doesn't have to be like 100% flawless because we are gonna go back and file all of this down, but the smoother you can make it now, the less work you'll have to do to make it smooth later. I like my nails pretty thin, so just depending, you can also go back and do another coat. So again, we're just gonna take a healthy dollop and start patting it down. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing okay. I do not have a professional nail setup, so I just had to make my makeup setup work for nails. And then push it down to the cuticle, but don't put it over your cuticles. Just down to the cuticle. I'm just gonna add a little bit more, just to make it a little bit thicker towards the end. I'm gonna try using the spatula. I've never tried the spatula before, but just gonna squeeze it out and smush her down. You don't want them too thin because when you go to file to even them out, you're gonna want a little bit of extra there, so that when you go to file it to even it out, your nails aren't left too thin to where they're just gonna snap. But especially if you just have a hand file, you don't want them to be too thick so that you don't like die trying to file them all down to a reasonable shape. Okay, once you have your nails built, then you're just going to go ahead and cure it for 30 seconds. Okay, once they're cured, I'm just going to spray a little alcohol on them. I just do that off to the side and then just wipe them down. Okay, and as you can see, some of them, like this one's pretty smooth, but this one's like these two are pretty lumpy. So then we are going to file the nails. So I'm gonna take a pretty decently thick board, emery board, and we're going to start filing. So when you file your nail, you want to go in basically arcing rainbow motions. And you want to file all over the nail and make sure that it's all even and the same size. The reason you want to arch it is so that way it doesn't, if you just go like straight flat, then your nail isn't gonna have that nice arch that natural nails do. So if you do this arch, which is something I learned from, oh, what is it? Susie, Nail Career Education is an amazing, super educational, super professional channel if you really want to learn about the best way to do your nails. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to tell, but do you see those spots where the nail isn't buffed? That means that it's like lower. So we want to file it down until all those little bumps and grooves are worked out. And again, always doing this arcing rainbow motion. So then you can see we've got some of them, but there's still like a couple over here. This is also where you're going to want to finish off the shape of the nail. So I think these need to be a little bit shorter for me. So I'm going to cut them down a little bit, and then I'm going to do the rest of my nails off camera because that would just take way too long. But this is where you're going to want to touch up the shape of the nail and the length of the nail, because after this we're going to paint them. Alright everybody, so our nails are filed and shaped for the most part, and now it is time to decorate them. So Madam Glam sent over these chrome powders. I'm sure y'all have seen the chrome powder trend, you know, everywhere. And today we're going to create this amazing chrome. I mean, if you guys watch my makeup videos, you know how obsessed I am with these like amazing orangey like chrome shades. I'm obsessed with this. So we are going to be using the chrome powder in Musca, M-U-S-C-A, and then the One Step Gel in Goddess Dahlia. I've talked about this shade in my favorites videos before. I'm so excited. I think this is such a fun summer color. So these One Step Gels are really nice because they are literally one step. So I'm just going to paint on a coat and then cure it in my lamp for 30 seconds. Once that first coat is cured, then we're going to take the Madam Glam No Wipe Soft, Soak Off No Wipe Top Coat. So this is the important top coat to have for the chrome powder. So I'm just going to put on a layer of this. Sorry it's so zoomed out. I have a wide angle lens and this is the farthest that it zooms. Okay, then again, going to cure that for 30 seconds. Now comes the fun part. So we are going to dip into our chrome powder, and these come with nice little, remember these from when you were in 7th grade and put on eyeshadow? Yeah, we're gonna use these. So we're just going to dip straight in, and then we're just going to start lightly buffing it onto the nail. Now this is my first time doing this, so I don't really have a rhyme or reason or a technique. I'm just making sure I'm going super lightly, making sure to cover all my ground, and yeah, look how gorgeous that is. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. So we're just going to do that to each of the nails. I'm applying super light pressure. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do, but hey, we're trying. Okay, then I'm just going to take a little fan brush and just dust off the excess. This is actually a ColourPop fan brush that I did not like for highlight. And then, oh my gosh, isn't that so much fun? So we're just going to dust that excess off. Go through and wash our hands, obviously. And then we're going to apply another coat of the No Wipe top coat and cure again. Alright everybody, and this is the finished effect. I'm absolutely like incredibly obsessed with how these turn out. Like I said, if you watch my channel, this looks exactly like Makeup Geek's hologram pigment, and y'all know that Makeup Geek's hologram pigment is one of my favorite pigments in the entire world. So this is definitely my favorite set that I've ever created for myself. I hope you guys found this helpful, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up so that I know to make more nail videos. Again, I also have a coupon code with Madam Glam. It will get you 30% off. It's not an affiliate code, like I said, this is not sponsored, but Madam Glam, I mean, as you can see, I have some pretty cool nails from Madam Glam products, and they're all cruelty-free and vegan. So, I love you guys so much. Please let me know if you guys want to see more nail videos from me in the future, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
It can drive me